Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Some of you, I know some of you are in Europe. You must have a pretty late night. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Petr Tichy. Of course, you might know me from this YouTube channel, but just for some new faces, because I think we have new faces on the channel from recent weeks. I wanted to make sure that they know who I am, who is behind this channel, who is the Peter, who is the guy who hates tomatoes but loves front-end development. And I wanted to come on today and little celebration of the milestone we hit. Okay, we are over 42,000 subscribers, and I was actually for a long time I was planning on having a 40k special live stream, but then something happened that I will talk about it in a second, that we jumped to the 42 or 40, almost 43Ks very quickly. Okay, so I wanted to come on, have a chat. Hello, Victor. Hello, Victor from South Africa. Fantastic. Let me know where are you guys tuning in from. I know there's millions of other things you could be watching right now. There's Netflix. There's a lot of other YouTube channels, playlists, and everything. So you taking the time out of that schedule and out of the busy schedule to hang out with me, and that means a lot to me. And hello, Scott Cardoza, another tomato hater, legend Scott, SLCUT. Yeah, there's too many shortcuts there for me. Maybe if you, is it Salt Lake City? Maybe, I don't know. Alrighty, Ukraine. This will be very hard for me to read it, but I'll try my Russian. Bogdan, Bogdan Bashenko. Is it? Did I get it right? Okay, my Russian. I had to brush off my Russian. I used to study Russian for some time, so it is Bogdan. I think so. I think so. Anyway, let me know. It will be interesting if I read it correctly. If I remembered my Russian. We've got Ukraine in the house. Perfect. I actually got it right. Salt Lake City, you know. Yeah, when I looked at it for the first time, Scott, I was like, SLCUT. I understood the tomato hater. That's pretty obvious, but I didn't get the SLC shortcut. So Salt Lake City, that's good. And I did the Russian. Well done. Perfect. So yeah, I didn't forget. You know, once you learn Russian, you can't forget it. It's like riding a bike. Once you learn to ride a bike, you can unlearn it. Okay, same thing with studying Russian. So thanks for tuning in. As I said, I don't have. I've got a few things I wanted to talk about, but mainly I wanted to just say thank you for subscribing to the channel, and we've grown to over 42Ks in pretty quick time, to be honest. We had 39 maybe a month ago, and I was planning what to do for the 40K live stream or special video or celebration. And by looking at the statistics, I knew that we're gonna hit 40K probably at the end of September. So I didn't really plan for it too much. There was still a lot of time. And then a few weeks ago, I did look at the stats on Sunday. I was just lying in the bed, look at the stats, and suddenly there was this big spike. Okay, so I'm gonna turn to my Chrome. Alrighty, so hopefully you can still hear me and see me. That's good. And here is the tweet that I put up, because suddenly when I look at the stats, I could see the big spike in the subscribers. And I thought maybe YouTube's having some bad day and the stats are not accurate. And so I didn't really pay attention. So I put up this tweet, say that I'm looking at the stats, and suddenly there is over 2K over in a day. Like, this was from Friday to Saturday, I think. So in like 24 hours, suddenly there was 2K more subscribers. All right. And then a few people sort of replied, and some of them said that developer Ed actually mentioned me in one of the video. So if you don't know who Dev Ed is, it's another YouTube channel, Dev Ed developer Ed from Romania, and he does a lot of tutorials about front end, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, design, all rounding sort of multimedia front end development. And he mentioned me in one of the videos. Okay, so that was the spike. That was why suddenly there was 2,000 subscribers in a day. Obviously, his channel is massive, over 400,000 subscribers, and he just mentioning me that suddenly there was 2,000 new faces. So if you are new to my channel and if you came from dev ed, welcome to the channel, and thank you for jumping on board, and also thanks dev ed for mentioning me. Okay, so here is the short video. I'll try to play it just so you know what he had to say. All right, so that's dev ed mentioning me, and that's where the spike was. Okay, so that's why I didn't really prepare anything, because suddenly it happened overnight. It was 24 hours before when we had 39, and suddenly there was 42 and a half. Okay, so that's why I'm actually curious how many of you in the house now are coming from dev ed. We've got few people watching because of course it's a I think the volume is off. Hang on, I'll just make sure I'm on the main screen. Yeah, that's me here. Hello, Martin. Welcome to the broadcast. Volume's little bit off. Can't hear much, unfortunately. All right, so you couldn't hear what Dev Ed was saying, right? So, anyway, I'll link to that video in the description. You can go and watch it, and he's just saying that my channel is all about the front end development, the creative front end development, the animations, green sock, scrolling animations, award winning websites kind of tutorials. And so that's pretty much what he said. So 30 minutes, 30 seconds fame. And Simon is in the house as well. Good morning, Simon. Good morning to Sydney. You can't hear me, or you can't hear the audio in the video? All right, good. Just validating what you can hear and what not. So it was him. Alrighty. Perfect. So yeah, I'm welcoming Simon as well. We're gonna speak to, excuse me. We're gonna speak about something that Simon is involved a little bit later in the show. So welcome, Simon. Greetings to Sydney. And Simon is actually basketball player. He had to sit out few games of his season because of the COVID-19, and then when he came back to finals, suddenly he couldn't play because he missed few games. How unfair is this, Simon? How unfair is this? Hopefully your team won it and you can celebrate as well. Okay, we've got few newcomers coming in, so let me just introduce myself as well. I'm Peter. I'm the guy behind this Ihatetomatoes YouTube channel, and that's where I write and record tutorials all about front end, creative front end development, animations, green sock, JavaScript, React, anything to do with creating cool stuff. Okay, so welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Good morning to India. We've got Varun, Krishnan, 117. Wow, there's so many of you in India. Good morning, Varun. Simon is saying, yes, I was not allowed to play last night. We lost the game too. Wow, what a bad day, Simon. That's a bad day. Hopefully today will be a better day when you are famous on the Ihatetomatoes channel. Look at this. Martin Taylor, planning to move Melbourne soon, but unfortunately, you need to wait and see. Fair enough. Look, I'm sure there is more moves and moves and changes of locations sort of put on hold because of the current situation, but that doesn't stop us from creating cool stuff, right? Let's go to the next bit that I wanted to talk about, and that was of course, the playlist that I've released yesterday relating to Barba and page transitions. I've released 18 videos, so you might have your stream or your subscription list full of my videos, but I decided to publish them all in one day instead of drip feeding them one by one, and then you had to wait for it. So you can just download the files and follow me step by step. The tutorials that are in the playlist are exactly the same one as in the Barba 101 on my side. So if you prepare to watch it without any ads, just on my side, nice and clean, then of course you can do it here, or you can simply go to the Barba.js playlist, and all 18 videos are here as well. Alrighty, so that's where the Barba.js tutorials came in, and here are the demos. So I'll just quickly show it to you just in case you haven't seen it. In the playlist, we building firstly these CSS animations using Barba, and the transition is using CSS, but some of course the JavaScript adds classes to the container at the right time. Firstly, we're fading in, fading out. Then we have this clip path animation. Then we have the cover image or cover screen, and then we going back to home. So each button triggers different animation based on some conditions and rules, and over these 18 videos we teaching exactly that. And in the second demo, I'll open the GreenSock transitions, and here we're using GreenSock for the page transition. So again, one transition that happens on the page load that we define in the once hook. Barba has this once hook that happens only once on the page load. Then we have different transition between two pages. And then when we click on a detail, we go to the detail page. Okay, so different animations at different times, and we are in precise control what happens when, because of the Barba flexibility, setting up the rules from which page we going to which page, and based on that we just play different animations. Okay, so that is the Barba 101 playlist and online course that I've released on my site. And I wanted to also mention one very good front-end developer that you should follow, Victor Work, okay, Brazilian, living in Canada. You've definitely seen some of his portfolios. He builds these cool, usually one-pagers or very simple in terms of navigation. There's usually a couple pages only, and but it's very nicely done, nicely designed, very slick. And this is his portfolio. But recently he published, I've actually mentioned his portfolio in one of the GreenSock courses in the Practical GreenSock, and he recently published Maggie, which is another one pager or another simple site. This one is actually e-commerce. It's not a one pager. Sorry, Victor, I didn't realize that it is an e-commerce site. But again, smooth scrolling, nice and smooth e-commerce site with cool effects, obviously using GreenSock scroll trigger, and really nicely designed. Of course, the images make the site, but also the development behind it helps it too. Okay, so page transitions using Barba as well, and that's where the magic happens when you put it all together. Cool things happen. Wow, really like this. Alrighty, so I wanted to give a shout out to Victor Work because he used Barba on his sites as well, and he does some cool stuff along the way. Alrighty, so that's Maggie. I tried to link to all this in the description, in the notes. Actually, while I'm here, let me just copy it in the chat, because last time people were saying that I wasn't adding the links to here, and then at least I've got this and I can put it in the description. All right, so that's Victor Work. Check it out. And now let's go back to the main view. Super chat. Super chat from Martin Taylor. Love it. Thank you, do. Thank you very much, Martin. You are a legend. You know what? I think you are the first super chat. I don't even know what that means, but thanks a lot. Courses are my main sort of source of income when it comes to these tutorials. So I don't monetize any of these super chats, but yeah, I'll see what that is, what that means for me. But thanks a lot, Martin. Means a lot. I know, yes, you were the one lucky winner of the giveaway, and hopefully you've learned something new. Let people know in the chat what did you learn. Did you find it useful? And yeah, that would be cool. Alrighty, the next one, the next bit I wanted to talk about, and that is Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS, if you don't know what it is, hang on, I need to change the screen, otherwise you don't know what I'm talking about. Here it is. So Tailwind CSS is a utility first CSS framework for rapidly building custom designs. Okay, so that's the tagline, and I want to obviously learn more about it. So I don't know too much about it, but we've got Simon in the chat. So if you have any questions to Tailwind CSS, hit it in the chat. Simon will reply, and all it does is actually not all it does a lot, but how it changes from the normal way you write CSS is that you adding CSS classes, and then behind the scenes there is a style sheet that pulls all these little bits, and that's how you actually design. So you don't write the CSS in your HTML, but you write the classes, and based on the classes, the right styles are pulled into the final inline styles or final style sheet. Okay, so as you can see, here is a card that has a text center, and then in the medium breakpoint, it has text align left, and that's how you write your classes instead of the CSS itself. You define the CSS itself somewhere else, I guess, Simon. Really, I'm completely new to this. So this would be cool. I want to get Simon on the show and do some collaboration where we maybe break down a simple design, and he'll walk me through the setup and how to use it. And I think that would be useful for some of you as well. Okay, so I don't know, looking at it, my first impression is, does this pollute the HTML with that many classes to include in the markup for the output, instead of having one class and then everything in the style sheet? And I know there is benefit, and I know it's just the first look. If someone looks at it, then definitely might feel like, oh, isn't this almost like a bootstrap where you just using classes and based on that you get the design? But I know there is some benefits of this, and this doesn't really start it for you. It just gives you the low level paddings, margins, centering, aligning, grid, and it is definitely flexible, and I'll dive into it a little bit more with Simon. Okay, so Simon is in the house. Thanks, Simon, for joining. Simon is fellow Australian or fellow Swiss or European, but currently living in Sydney. So it's perfect that we at least in the same time zone, and we definitely want to do. Yes, we definitely want to do some stream on Tailwind, just so the 42,000 subscribers to my channel can learn more about it too as well. And what am I saying is correct? Wow. Okay, just looking at the first page. So your first page, your landing page, definitely tells the story. And of course, I played with it. I didn't play with it. No, I would be lying if I said I played with it, but I've heard about it. Okay, so that's what I'm sort of saying, you know. And it's normal to have that reaction first, and of course you will say the same thing. So what I'm saying with the multiple classes on one HTML tag going across the line, then you would feel the same. And Simon saying it's normal, but once you get over it, then it will be very beneficial. Okay, so there was one. Of course, when you're reusing Bootstrap or other, still you're reusing some classes, and it could still become long. It's it's the same as a couple of years ago. There was this big no. Why do we use CSS in JavaScript now? Using CSS in JavaScript is the new normal, and so I'm actually happy how the CSS is evolving and lets you build it quicker. As long as it builds it, as long as it lets you build things quicker, more maintainable, more scalable, then doesn't matter if it's style sheet on its own, if it's nested classes, nested SAS selectors, doesn't really matter. As long as you get the stuff done on time, client's happy, your project manager's happy, your boss is happy, that's what matters. Alrighty, so definitely, Simon, thanks for that, and we will definitely do something over the next few weeks. So anyone watching or you watching this stream, you can expect some Tailwind CSS tutorials, rundowns, playgrounds, whatever. This discovering it over the next few weeks. Okay, Martin is saying that he used Tailwind with React before very briefly on one of his university assignments, but need practice a lot more. Okay, yeah, you can practice with me. Okay, you are a step ahead, Martin. So maybe next show you take over. I'll step back. I'll just watch and you teach me how to use it. Alrighty, so that's fantastic. That's the plan. And back to Martin and what he learned in the practical green sock. Everything was so informative. Thanks, Martin. That is really great. I respect what you do, and really, I appreciate Martin the chat and also the super chat. Super chat, really, Martin is a legend. First ever super chat on this channel, and yeah, I will never forget it, Martin. I'm writing it down. Martin Taylor, super chat, £10. Alrighty, so yeah, that's what I had sort of in plan today. Just quickly, come on, say hello. Really appreciate you. One more, maybe let me know where is everyone else tuning in from as well. There's some newcomers as well. Obviously, Martin's from UK, and this will not be hanging on the channel. This was just me casually in the morning, just coming in here, saying hello. And yesterday, as I said, I wrapped up the tutorials for the Barba.js. Today, I've got just 2 blog posts to come out, and then I will plan the next few weeks of the channel of the blog. Next few weeks, I'll be focusing, as I said, Tailwind CSS is one thing. Next.js React is another thing that I want to refresh and create more tutorials on. So yeah, Next.js, Tailwind. Maybe we can combine Tailwind with Next.js. That would be interesting for me. And definitely that's what's coming up. But if you have a suggestion, would you like to see on the channel, then definitely let me know. As I said, everything I do, of course, it's me being curious about technologies and frameworks, and that's where at the end I decide what I want to do. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you would like to learn. Alrighty, yes, Simon. How could I not mention that? So Simon from Tailwind CSS saying that if you are interested in discovering Tailwind, he released 12 intro videos to some of the new features. Okay, so of course I knew about it, and of course I had it open in a new tab, but I forgot about it. Okay, I forgot to click on it. So Simon, that was the plan, and here it is. So this is the Tailwind Labs YouTube channel, and there is few videos that you can go and watch straight away. I only watched the first one, Simon, to be honest. The first one I think was about the grid, and that showed really well how flexible it is, just adding classes, changing the different layouts just based on that. So very well done, and yeah, very well produced videos as well. So definitely one place to go to. And yesterday when I signed up, I was the subscriber number 18. Okay, this is brand new channel, by the way, and not even within 12 hours there is 563 subscribers. So that just tells you or shows you how Tailwind CSS is taking off and how how useful it is and how people are curious about how to use it. Okay, so excuse me. So that's definitely a sign of a thing you should look into. Tailwind CSS and the Tailwind Labs channel, or channel should be on your subscriber list. Okay, so just when you see the subscriptions on the left, make sure there is also Tailwind CSS over there. Alrighty, so yeah, Simon, that was the plan. I don't know how I did miss that. All right. Good morning, Chris, to Brisbane. As you know, I'm in Melbourne, so we've got a little bit colder here. We're still under some of the restrictions, but things getting better. The sun is shining, and yeah, we can go out for a walk, for a run. So not complaining, but yeah, I'm looking forward to some warmer weather over the next few weeks. If you don't get actually, I can post the channel. I can post the channel in the chat. Okay, so that's the Tailwind channel. And where is my screen? I lost myself on the screen. Oh no, here it is. I actually believe it was Simon's channel that I discovered Tailwind. Yes, so Simon has, of course, his own private channel, but then he started working with the Tailwind CSS team. And so this Tailwind Labs is collaboration. No, I'm sure Simon's the only one behind it, but yeah, it's Tailwind CSS official guide how to get started with it. Okay. Thanks for your efforts, hard work. You are inspiration. Thank you very much. Who is Brooks? Thank you very much. You are a legend. Okay, you should be sleeping now or having dinner with your family, and you're watching a guy who hates tomatoes on YouTube. That's a special moment for me. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Half an hour gone. Really appreciate you guys, especially you tuning in, hitting the like button, smashing the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my future videos. Until then, happy coding. Bye.